Let me ask you something. Who's that one person you can't stand? The one who hurt you, betrayed you, disrespected you? Just thinking about them probably makes your blood boil. And no matter how much you try to forget their words, their actions, they live rent-free in your mind. But here's the brutal truth. You're not punishing them. You're punishing yourself. Every second you waste replaying the past is a second you hand over to them. They don't lose sleep over what they did, but you're carrying the weight of their actions like a burden on your back. Now imagine this. What if nothing anyone said or did could ever bother you again? What if their insults, their betrayals, their negativity bounce right off you like they never even happened? Imagine waking up tomorrow completely free. No anger, no grudges, no stress, just peace. Sounds impossible? It's not. The reason most people stay trapped in bitterness is because they've been lied to about what forgiveness really is. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to let go without being weak, how to forgive without letting people walk all over you, and how to make sure no one ever again has the power to control your emotions. This might be the most important thing you ever learn, so don't go anywhere. Most people struggle with forgiveness because they believe it means letting someone off the hook, acting like nothing happened, or worse, allowing that person to hurt them again. It feels unfair, like surrendering to someone who doesn't deserve it. That's why we hold on. We replay the hurt in our minds, thinking that if we stay angry long enough, it will somehow make things right. But does it? Think about it. Has holding on to resentment ever made you feel better? Has it ever erased what happened? Or has it only drained your energy, clouded your mind, and made you relive the pain over and over again? See, the problem isn't just what they did to you. The real problem is that you keep carrying it with you. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. You're the one who feels the weight of it. You're the one who loses sleep at night while they move on, unaffected. The more you hold on, the more control they have over you. And that's the worst part. When you refuse to forgive, you unknowingly keep yourself tied to that person. The same person you never want to think about again is living inside your mind, taking up space, stealing your peace. But here's what no one tells you. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you. It doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you have to forget. It simply means you're refusing to let their actions define your emotions anymore. Because the moment you forgive, you take your power back. Think about the strongest people you know, the ones who are truly unshaken, truly at peace. Do they let anger control them? Do they waste their time plotting revenge or holding on to bitterness? No, they move forward. Not because they're weak, but because they understand that their peace is worth more than their pride. When you refuse to forgive, you become a prisoner of your own thoughts. But the moment you decide to let go, you free yourself. And that kind of freedom, that's real strength. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with forgiveness is because they misunderstand what it actually means. Most people think forgiving someone means excusing what they did, acting like it never happened, or letting them walk back into your life like nothing ever changed. And that's why so many refuse to forgive, because it feels like losing. It feels like surrendering to the person who hurt you. But that's not what forgiveness is at all. Let's get one thing straight. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean you're saying what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you're giving them another chance to hurt you. In fact, forgiveness has very little to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you. When you hold on to anger, resentment, or grudges, you're the one carrying the weight. You're the one replaying the pain. You're the one letting someone else's actions dictate how you feel, how you think, how you live. And the worst part, that person may not even care. They may not even remember what they did. Meanwhile, you're still suffering because of it. But true forgiveness is different. It's not about saying, I forgive you to their face. It's not about letting them back in. It's about releasing the emotional grip they have over you. It's about deciding that their actions don't get to control your happiness anymore. It's choosing peace over pride. Not for them, for you. Because at the end of the day, forgiveness is about freedom. And that freedom isn't for the person who hurt you, it's for you. When you forgive, you're not setting them free, you're setting yourself free. Free from the pain, free from the negativity, free from the cycle that keeps you trapped in the past. And when you finally let go, you'll realize you never needed an apology. You just needed to choose yourself. Shift your perspective. The first step to true forgiveness is realizing that what people do is a reflection of them, not you. When someone lies, cheats, betrays, or hurts you, it's not because you deserved it. It's because of something inside them, their choices, their mindset, their flaws. But we often take things personally. We think, why did they do this to me? What did I do wrong? But here's the truth. People's actions come from their own issues, insecurities, and mindset, not because of who you are. A bitter person spreads bitterness. A selfish person acts selfishly. A dishonest person lies. It has nothing to do with you. Once you understand this, you stop seeing yourself as a victim, you stop blaming yourself, and more importantly, you stop giving their actions power over you. Instead of thinking, why did they do this to me? Start thinking they did this because of who they are. And that's their burden to carry, not mine. Detach emotionally. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to forgive is because they keep reliving the pain. Every time you replay what happened, every time you bring up old memories, you're making yourself suffer all over again. The event itself may have happened once, but every time you think about it, you're experiencing it again. So how do you stop? You have to detach emotionally. That doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means recognizing that your emotions don't have to control you. The moment a painful memory comes up, remind yourself, this already happened. I don't need to live in this moment again. Then shift your focus. Think about something else. Redirect your energy to something positive. Because the more you feed the past, the more power it has over you. But the less you entertain it, the weaker it becomes. Use the release method. Here's a powerful technique to let go instantly. When you feel anger, resentment, or pain creeping in, stop for a moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and picture yourself holding a heavy rope. On the other end of that rope is the person who hurt you. The only reason you still feel connected to them is because you're gripping the rope tightly. But now, in your mind, open your hands and let the rope fall. Watch it drop. Feel the tension release. You're no longer holding on to them. This simple mental exercise helps you break the emotional connection that keeps you tied to negativity. And the more you practice it, the lighter you'll feel. Set boundaries. A lot of people think forgiveness means letting someone back into their life. It doesn't. You can forgive someone and still keep them at a distance. Forgiveness doesn't mean giving them another chance to hurt you. It means you're letting go of the anger, but you're also protecting yourself from future harm. If someone betrayed your trust, you can forgive them and still choose to keep your distance. If someone disrespected you, you can forgive them and still refuse to engage with them. Setting boundaries isn't about being cold. It's about valuing yourself enough to not allow repeated harm. Remember, forgiveness is for your peace of mind. That doesn't mean their actions suddenly become acceptable. It just means you're no longer carrying the emotional baggage, but you're also smart enough to not put yourself in the same situation again. Focus on your peace. The final step, shift your focus. Too often, we spend our energy thinking about what happened instead of focusing on what's ahead. But here's a truth most people don't realize. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. You create peace by letting go of what doesn't serve you. You create peace by refusing to give negativity space in your life. You create peace by making a choice. My happiness is more important than my grudges. My future is more important than my past. My energy is too valuable to waste on things I can't change. And the moment you truly understand this, you become untouchable. No one, no words, no actions, nothing will be able to disturb your peace again, because you'll know that the real power isn't in holding on, it's in letting go. Have you ever noticed that The most successful, peaceful, and truly unshaken people never seem to get caught up in negativity. It's not because they've never been wronged. It's not because life has been easy for them. In fact, some of them have faced unimaginable betrayal, criticism, and hate. But the difference is in how they respond. Truly unbothered people don't waste energy on grudges. They understand something most people don't. Anger and resentment are distractions. Holding on to negativity drains your energy, clouds your focus, and keeps you stuck in the past. And successful people, they don't have time for that. Their mindset is simple. If it doesn't serve me, I let it go. Think about someone like Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, 27 years of his life taken from him. And yet, when he was finally released, he chose to forgive the very people who locked him away. He had every reason to be bitter. He had every reason to seek revenge. But instead, he said, as I walked out the door toward my freedom, I knew that if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. That's the key. Unbothered people don't let pain define them. They don't allow someone else's wrongdoings to trap them in a cycle of anger. They choose freedom over frustration, peace over pride, growth over grudges. And it's not just famous figures. Look at anyone in your life who seems truly at peace. They don't react to every insult. They don't let small things ruin their day. They don't hold on to what's out of their control. Instead, they focus forward. They protect their energy. They know that their peace is more valuable than any argument, any betrayal, or any past hurt. That's the secret. The most unbothered people in the world aren't the ones who have never been hurt. They're the ones who have mastered the ability to let go. They know that true strength isn't in holding on to pain, it's in releasing it. Because the moment you let go, you take your power back. And once you do that, nothing and no one can ever disturb your peace again. Now, I want to hear from you. Who is the hardest person for you to forgive? Maybe it's someone who betrayed your trust. Maybe it's a friend who let you down. Or maybe it's someone from your past who hurt you in a way you can't seem to forget. Drop a comment and let it out. Sometimes just admitting it is the first step to letting go. And yes, I read every single comment. Forgiveness isn't easy. But remember, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Your peace, your happiness, your energy is too valuable to waste on anger. The moment you take your power back, you become unstoppable. And if you found this video helpful, don't just leave. Hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about helping you grow, find peace, and become the strongest version of yourself. So if you're ready for more life-changing wisdom, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And one last thing. If this video spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. You never know whose life you might change with just one video. Now go out there, protect your peace, and live unbothered.